In this episode, we head to the lush forest of Xiaoxing, where we will experience the old ways of an ancient forest hunting tribe. Also, we'll experience northwest Heilongjiang's exotic volcanoes and lava fields. All this right here on Travelogue. Hi! In today's episode of Travelogue, we made it all the way up north Heilongjiang, Heihe. And Heihe is known for its vast forests, its volcanic geoparks, and also its ancient hunting tribes. And during the winter, this entire area is covered in layers of snow thanks to those blistering Siberian winds. But we're here in the summer, and we're going to be able to see this place in all of its summer splendid glory. I'm Gareth Edwards. Welcome to Travelogue. Welcome to the Heilongjiang series. Although Heilongjiang province may be one of the most visited regions in China, the forests of Xiaoxing and Daxing still manage to remain alluringly unspoilt. Blessed with some of the nation's most fertile land, the forests here contain 80% of China's Korean pine. And with howling Siberian gales and temperatures plummeting as low as -40 degrees, it's hard to imagine coming here without layers, and I mean layers of thermals. But make no mistake, Heilongjiang is beautiful, and in the summer it can be hot, especially during the day. And even though most of the foreign guidebooks will tell you that the weather at this time of the year is mild, right now it feels like I'm on a beach in Spain without the beach.
是的，那是20年以前的事情，那时候国家还没有禁猎。
你打过什么样的猎物？
主要是野猪、狍子还有鹿。
啊，是吗？对。还有别的东西吗？
啊，有一次跟一头黑熊相遇了，它在袭击我的时候，让我把它击毙。
是吧？黑熊？哎，
对。
小的不知
道。很大，得有一定蛋糕。
这个挺很危险的。
是的。我给你看看，这是野猪拱过的痕迹。
啊。These are wild boar tracks.
他在找蘑菇和草根，这个也是他拱的。你看这一片，
是吧？
爱德华给你看一下，这是非常珍贵的紫蘑，现在已经很少。
是吗？
哎。
Well, this is the purple mushroom, and it's apparently very rare to find. And you can see why it's purple because on the inside, there, and. I think I'm going to have to keep this one for my soup later on. It's amazing to think just how much life has changed for Li Ruishan. A little more than 30 years ago, he was known as one of the fiercest hunters in the forest, who'd vanquished all kinds of wild animals. He depended on his hunting skills for his livelihood, but then the Chinese government banned the hunting of animals, and overnight, his life changed. The hunter became the animal keeper, and protecting the forest from unwanted intruders. Wow! From this vantage point, you can really sense just the sheer vastness and beauty of Xiaoxing Forest. And for hundreds of years, the river and forest has provided all the nutrient to life in this region. And this site is truly out of this world. Meandering its way through the lush forest of Xiaoxing is one of the cleanest rivers in Asia, the Dajian River. Here, 2 hours drive from the nearest town, you'll find with a little bit of difficulty one of the finest river rafting outposts in Heilongjiang. Okay, so you might want to know this. This river, the Dajiang River, is referred to by the Man ethnic minority as Jabila, which means rapid river. And yes, this is perfect conditions for whitewater rafting. The only catch to this all is that it's very hard to find. But the upside of that means that it's not commercialized at all. It's just you, me, all of us, and the wilderness. Let's go. It's a pretty gentle looking river at the moment, but I have no doubt we're in for a surprise later on. As we make our way down the Dajian River, I feel a sort of connection with the past. The ancient sceneries remain largely unchanged throughout the centuries. They shouldn't complain. The water's some of the cleanest waters in Asia. They say it's like one of 3 cleanest rivers in the whole of Asia. They should be loving it. If you're looking for a unique way to enjoy the beautiful scenery around the Dajian River, but without the rapids, then this is the place to come. You'll only get wet if you want to. Stay away from my cameraman! Leave him alone! You're right, Matthew.
Yeah. Yes. 5.
Freedom! The unique beauty of this place is very rare. It's absolutely amazing landscape. I'm trying it! Oh, whoa. Actually, that's all right. Oh, that's nice to know, actually, that, yeah, it's pretty safe, you know. It's only about half a metre deep, so it's safe even for you kiddies out there. I'm kind of embarrassed how I reacted at that. Okay, so this is the end bit here. Took us about 40 minutes of rafting to get here, and apparently the entire length of this goes on for 2 days. So for you serious rowers out there, this is the place to come. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here. See you later. We only spent half a day rafting down the Dajian River, but if you're keen, you can continue to Xinsheng Township or even further. Coming up next, listen to the ancient Orochen songs, witness their old ways of making tools out of nature, and experience life as a hunter among the Orochen. Xinsheng is our next stop, and it's the home of one of the few remaining Orochen hunter tribes. Orochen means people using reindeer, and these ancient hunters have lived in the forests of Xiaoxinganling and Daxinganling for centuries. There are said to be some historical connections between the Orochen and the indigenous ethnic Sami people of Scandinavia. Both these groups were among the first to tame reindeers, and both roamed the mountains and forests of their respective domains hunting. But life in the forest was harsh, and in 1953 the Orochen were urged to leave and relocate to Xinsheng. So the first thing I wanted to see was just how the Orochens had kept up with customs and traditions. And on my right, you can see, this is the old town where they first settled in 1953. Nothing remarkable at all, just usual bungalows. But on my left here, you have, in commemoration for the 60th anniversary since they first settled here, you've got this. And these are bungalows, but shaped like the old teepee tents that they used to have when they originally lived in the forest. You could say this is Orochen style, 21st century. It's hard to imagine what it was like living in the forest, but being super inquisitive, I'm keen to get a first-hand account. So I head over to find the oldest lady in the village, Ge Changyun. She's not only a living encyclopedia of Orochen culture, but also happens to be one of the last remaining makers of traditional Orochen hunting clothes.
这个披冬天用，这个是做套裤的，起码不冷，抗风。这也抗风，冬天不冷，一盖就行。
我可以睡是吧？
是吧？你这么一蹬，这样子蹬着来。
Got my toes.
哎。
Great.
这么这样子。
Yeah.
你要蹬不好不都。
It's not as easy as it looks. It's quite tough to do this.
哎，我开始做时候30多岁了。
It's clear that this lovely lady is fiercely proud of her culture, which makes me a bit sad when I think that their traditions may soon be dying out. Just like their songs, which have been passed down from generation to generation orally.
你呀那呀那咿呀，伊拉达莫我讲大面，你呀那在那咿呀，完了。
哇，谢谢谢谢，是什么意思？
什么？我唱白桦树，我是唱年轻人；我唱松树，我就唱邻居，就是邻居人。
啊。
我唱那个什么槐树，我就唱心里话。
你能给我一个Orochen的名字吗？
能，牛儿舞特。
是吗？
聪明的孩子，牛儿舞特。
农亚舞特。
牛儿。
农啊。
牛儿。
农啊。
你别使劲。
农亚舞特。
哎。
So my name, Nongya Uta, I think that's the pronunciation, means smart boy, clever boy, courageous boy, no? Okay, no, just smart boy. 谢谢啊，谢谢。
好嘞，好嘞。
不下走。拜拜。
哎，
再见。
再见。牛儿舞特，聪明的孩子。
The Orochen are a tribe steeped in history and tradition. Above all, they're a canny lot who make use of everything the forest has to offer. One of the many traditions that has survived the test of time is the use of birch bark. This is interesting. This is birch bark right here. And in case you don't know, the Orochens used this for making a lot of tools in the past and a lot of handicrafts. 哎，你好。
你好。
你好。你现在做什么呢？
现在做装刀的盒。
是吗？
这里。
哇，很厉害。That box is made from birch bark. Amazing. Historically, they lacked the means of making pottery or ceramics, so they turned to birch bark to make their daily utensils. The Orochen's birch bark utensils have many advantages. They're portable, durable, waterproof, and resistant to corrosion. In fact, they use birch bark to make anything, from bowls and boxes to baskets and suitcases and even boats. And the crazy thing is, they do all of the work armed with just a small hunting knife. That's amazing. So it's flexible and bendy. Well, it's early in the morning, but that's fine by me because today is hunting day. And this is my Orochen Hunters crew right here. 你好。
你好。
这个马已经准备好了吗？
准备好了。
哪匹马是我的？
骑这匹吧。
This is my horse right here. And the horses in Orochen communities are treated with the highest respect. They don't do any hard labor or any farm work at all, and they're treated like friends. I hope this guy's going to be friendly with me. Mo Tai Chang has been hunting since he was a young boy, and he's going to be our guide for the hunt. So this is some of their traditional Orochen gear, but they'll only wear this during winter. Right now it's too warm, it's not the right time of year. 这个帽子很奇怪的。
Alright,
so the reason they wear this is not only because it's very warm, but the other deers or the preys will think that he's one of them, so it's easy to get closer to the prey. 这个手套是。
这个口是专门看着猎物把手伸出来。
是吗？
这可以放枪了。斜着搁这儿呢。哇，这个冬天穿着非常暖和，走道没有声音。
The boots are very soft, and basically so that you can get closer to the animal without making any sound. It's been about 15 years since I last got onto a horse. This guy better be good to me. Go on then. Old school style. In the old days, the Orochen were animists, Before each outing, they would worship the mountain god to bring them luck for the hunt. When the Orochens go hunting, it's usually for anything up to half a month. So they'll usually bring one extra horse with them, and that horse will bring like tents and all the equipment. And equipment speaking, you can see they've got their horses, they've got their shotguns and their dogs. But on top of that, they bring baijiu with them because the baijiu will keep them very, very warm during the cold winters. It's a real privilege to spend a day out hunting across the wild forest of Xiaoxing with an ancient hunting tribe. Back then, life in the forest wasn't easy. They could sometimes spend up to 10 days in the forest without even a hint of a prey. Oh, I've only been riding for half a day, but these things are rock hard. My bum is killing me. But the Orochens actually, riding their horses is like resting for them, and they'll ride it all day, no problem. Oh. Don't worry. The Orochen are quite ingenious when it comes to living off the land. Historically, they relied solely on the forest for their survival. Their food, medicine, and clothing all came from nature. Although hunting is banned in China, the government allows them to hunt once a year during winter in order to preserve their culture. Well, these guys are going to go off hunting and riding for another 2 days. And I wish I could join them, but unfortunately I don't have enough time. So I'm going to wish them farewell and good luck for their hunting season. 谢谢朋友们啊，再见。Join us on a trip to the summit of a young volcano, taste its magical waters and dip into the curative pools of Wudalianche. All this coming up next. Set amid the wild and remote landscape in the northwestern part of Heilongjiang is arguably the province's most prized natural wonder, Wudalianche. Wudalianche means 5 interconnected lakes, and it was formed over 200 years ago when lava from a volcanic eruption blocked the North River. So as you can see, I'm stood right in the middle of a lava field, which signifies that we have entered Wudalianche. And this place is famous for its volcanic views, its exotic lava fields, and in case you guys are worried about the volcanic eruptions, don't worry, the last one happened in 1720, so I think we're safe. Well, at least we hope so. Wudalianche's landscape is the stuff of legends, and once you get here, it's easy to see why. If you're looking for spectacular scenery and breathtaking views, then you need look no further. In fact, in 2006, UNESCO listed Wudalianche as part of the Global Geopark network. It's a strangely peaceful experience to stand among the craters, deep cracks and vast lava fields that form this uniquely beautiful volcanic drop. On first impression, Wudalianche has a very relaxed vibe. I can't think of any other place where you could feel so totally removed from everyday life. Perfect for you overstressed city slickers out there. The best time to visit is in late May and early June, when the weather is at its mildest. After thousands of years of chaotic volcanic eruptions and soil erosion, it's always a bit of a surprise to get something as beautiful as this. And this to me is comparable to anything you might have in Switzerland or France for that matter. And for you guys in Switzerland, your lakes might be surrounded by snow-capped mountains, but right here, the lakes are surrounded by volcanoes. Right, after some serious sightseeing, it's time to rest my weary limbs and settle down for a well-earned cup of tea. One of the first things most people tend to worry about when they go on holiday to somewhere as remote as this is the accommodation. But fear not, I can certify that Wudalianche has more than enough choices of luxury places to stay at. One thing to bear in mind though, is that prices are fairly steep. Well, what do you expect when you visit landscape that's out of this world? Thankfully for me, Travelogue's going to take care of the bill. Or hopefully. Besides spectacular scenery, the area is famous for its mineral springs that are thousands of years old and allegedly have healing qualities. There are 3 main drinking wells from which you can partake of the naturally carbonated water. For the record, there is a limit on how much you can take home with you, but I guess that comes as no surprise given that the water ranks alongside the best in the world. So right here is one of the wells where the special water comes from. And this water is over 18,000 years old. I'm going to try a little bit because apparently it's very good for the digestive system and many other ailments that one might have. Let's try a little bit. Oh yeah. I'm actually very thirsty right now. It tastes, well, it's very fresh. And it's got a kind of irony taste to it. And it also tastes pretty salty as well. It goes down very nicely. Have a bit more of that. Oh yeah. I should have brought a bigger bottle actually. Take some with me.
有点像雪碧那个。
就像雪碧没加糖似的。
这个水为什么是黑色的吧？
原来一杯清茶，这是绿茶，后来我专门流到这里，接了一杯清泉水，结果就变成一肚子坏水。
因为这水里面含多种矿物质，尤其铁特别多，所以这铁呢，它会和这个叶酸会起反应，茶叶水，所以会变成黑色的。
My visit to the mystical curative pool was one of the highlights of my whole trip. Every year, millions of tourists make their way here, many of them in the hope of healing their ailments. Some come for periods lasting up to 3 or 4 months, dipping into the pools every day. And many tales and legends have grown up about miraculous recoveries. One word of warning though, the pools are freezing. So these pools right here are famous in China, and people from all over the world and the locals will come and hang out here. And apparently the waters are very good. They have healing qualities. So if you have any kind of arthritis or skin problems, then this is the place to be. 我们一起下啊 My buddy is asking me to go in, so I'm going to check out what these pools are like. 谢谢。Wow! It's pretty cool. I couldn't last more than 3 minutes in that freezing cold pool, but oddly enough, after a while, my skin started feeling a bit prickly. I dread to think why. So we've just left the vehicles behind. It's as far as they can take us. We're about to climb up Heihe Shan, which is one of 14 volcanoes in the area. It also happens to be the most recent one. Let's go and see what it's like. Apparently, the views up there are pretty amazing. If you're looking for epic panoramic views of the volcanoes and the 5 interconnected lakes, then I suggest you head up to Heihe Shan. I'd also suggest you come here near the end of your trip, as it's fun to recognise the places you've seen previously during your stay at Wudalianzhi. Unfortunately, we haven't made it quite yet. If you want the best views here, you've got to carry on right ahead to the top. No pain, no gain. But one word of warning, the winds can be quite strong, so whatever you do, don't let it blow you over the edge of the crater like it almost did with me. Woo! I'm on top of Heihe Shan, which literally means Old Black Mountain. And I'll tell you what, it's a very steep walk up here and it takes about 30 minutes, but the rewards are bountiful. You can get amazing, awesome views from here, from the volcanic crater. And just look at this. Over there, you've got Heihe, which means stone sea. And if you think about it, it kind of looks like a vast ocean of lava rocks. And over here, you've got the 5 interconnected lakes. And right there, on the right, is the oldest volcano. It's over 1,000 years old, and the left one is the tallest one out of the 14 volcanoes in this area. This is once in a lifetime. Well, I gotta say, this is definitely a first time for me. We've enjoyed the delightful welcome of the Orochen, and we've also come to what I think is probably one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, Wudalian Che. And I gotta say, it's the first. I've never stood in the middle of a lava field before, and it really makes you think just how much nature has given to us and just how we should respect it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm Gareth Edwards, and I'll catch you next time on Travelogue.